Sky. So we wanted to talk to you about, we've been hitting all of the topics that are top of mind for you when you think about your trip through the grocery store and what food you're going to pick up, put into your cart, and then put on your plate when you get home. So we knew we needed to talk about pesticides. So we thought we're going to go straight to the expert, Brad. Brad, why don't you tell us about our farm? I'm going to have you tell me about our farm because I think you know probably our pesticides more than us, and why is that? Yeah, tell us about what you do.
What I do, I work for Caledonia Farmers Elevator, and we supply Swiss Lane with fertilizer, and that's what's in these tanks, and we dry fertilizer, stuff like that. We supply them with seed, and we supply them with the different pesticides we use to keep their crop healthy. And then we also apply them with our machines for Swiss Lane. So I've been a CFE for 15 years now. Started out actually running a sprayer that applied the pesticides. I learned a lot there. I worked my way into sales, and now I'm the agronomy manager for the company.
Today has been a really big day in the agronomy world for us. I don't know if you knew what was going on, but we were harvesting alfalfa, so I don't know if you could kind of get live action photo. There's Michael. Welcome home, Michael. Okay, so you guys mow your grass with maybe a little push mower. We mow our grass. So that's how we mow down the hay for the cows. So that's what we've been doing all day is harvesting the hay. We were making hay while the sun shines. It just rained, so we're done for the day.
Great.
Sorry, Brad, I didn't know if you knew that.
That's fine.
Just live.
So to do that actual harvest of alfalfa, we actually canceled a lot of other agronomy activities because it's the perfect timing to harvest that alfalfa for the perfect feed value for the cows. So put the brakes on a lot of other activities and did that.
Yeah, one of our core values focused on the cows. So.
Focus on the cows, healthy feed. So what I want to talk about today quick was everything Swiss Lane puts into an acre of corn, and then what they get out of that acre of corn and what they do with it. So we'll just start with the seed. Got the stuff here. So this is corn seed. There's probably about 20 pounds here. And this seed is treated with a fungicide, an insecticide, and some growth promoters. And what that does is it protects the seed in the ground from insects and diseases so it can germinate and we get a good stand. So this is about 20 to 25 pounds of seed, and that's actually what would go on an acre in a cornfield, 1 acre right here. So about 35,000 seeds.
So is there a couple of different varieties in there? Why is there purple and pink? He's got to get it out again.
That's fine. So this seed is genetically modified, and when we use genetically modified seed, we need to make sure a certain percentage of the seed doesn't have those genetically modified traits. So these purple ones do not, and this is called the refuge. So what would happen is if we planted all pink, the insects that we're protecting from would eventually become resistant to this trait. But since some of the bugs still eat this, then that avoids resistance. So then we don't need more chemicals that way.
Okay, so just so you know, if you guys are just tuning in, 2 hours ago, we talked with some experts about GMOs. So Brad gave us a little quick, rundown with GMOs, but they go for almost 25 or 30 minutes in depth talking about GMOs. So link back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Brad.
So the reason we use GMOs on this farm is so we can use less pesticides in the fields, keep the environment safer, and be more efficient. Along with the seed, we put down liquid fertilizer, which comes out of these tanks, all at the same time. And then per acre, we put this much insecticide along with the seed. And what this does is with the amount of manure that is applied on all the fields for Swiss Lane, that harbors a lot of insects in the soil. And if we don't have this insecticide there as a safeguard, the black cutworms and the army worms will eat the corn off before it ever comes out of the ground. So that covers an acre.
So Brad, an acre, can you tell us give us a visual of what an acre is?
A visual of an acre.
Is it like a football field or something like that?
Very similar to a football.
Okay.
I can tell tell you it's 43,560 square feet.
It doesn't help me. My brain doesn't work that way.
Right.
But you know, you're holding this up and you're saying this is insect, like bugs.
Yep.
So if you think about a can of off, like
Correct.
that I'm gonna spray when I go to the bonfire tonight,
Yep.
is that kind of similar? Like I'm spraying the bug spray on my skin.
Right, and we're applying this to the soil where the seed is. So instead of just spraying it all over the entire field, this goes in a direct band on the seed, so that's why we can use such low use rates.
That much.
We have to have very good equipment to make this much go across an entire acre to cover all 35,000 seeds.
So that just seems like ridiculous.
Not very much.
Is not very much. Okay.
No.
No.
Interesting.
So-
Especially when you think about the off can.
Mhm.
Like,
I
yeah,
mean,
okay.
If you go to Ace or go to a hardware store and buy a jug of something to control ants in your house, or you're gonna get much more than this, you know, and you're not gonna have even application. You're gonna be spraying it around. So what we need to remember is in agriculture, we're very precise, and we never use more than we need, and just what we need, because it would cost too much to use more than we need.
So Brad, you said you've been working it for 15 years. What have you seen, 15 years ago to today? Is this changed? Is this amount changed, or how we're putting it on changed? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, universities and agricultural companies do research every year, and the rates will change, the active ingredients will change, and everything continually gets safer and safer and safer. So when I started, we used a lot more restricted use pesticides, where we're getting away from those. A lot of them haven't been removed from the marketplace, just farmers have decided they don't want to use those particular dangerous chemicals.
Interesting. Yeah. So it feels like we're getting more scared or more anxious about our food, and it's actually getting safer at the same time. So, interesting.
There's
how that
definitely
works.
more awareness in public of what we do to grow your food, but yeah, we definitely have more awareness too. We personally don't want to use dangerous chemicals. We don't want to handle them. We don't want to feed them to your cows, right?
Do you think we can get this down to like half in the next 15 years or 5 years, or what do you think?
The insecticide portion we can probably eliminate within the next 5 years with breeding of the corn, traits,
Wow.
things like that. So,
That's profound.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if we're going to repeat that. Somebody should be liking right now.
Yeah, like it.
Are you guys listening? Dang. Okay, I've interrupted all of your talk.
That's fine.
This is
so we plant the seed and we protect it, and then this represents what we put on the field for weed control. So we mix about 3 different chemicals. This is a dry product, so this blends with water, and we mix these with water, and these aren't actual chemicals, they're dyed water, but we're representing quantity, right? So this is about just over 48 ounces. This one's 32 ounces, and we have 5 ounces of dry. And this is all we put on the field, mixed with water, and that controls all the weeds in the field for the season and helps the corn.
That's for 1 acre?
That's for 1 acre.
That seems
That's
impossible.
for 1 football field.
Right.
That's insane.
Yep.
I get it.
Mind blown.
Yeah,
You have to
that's
keep in
awesome.
mind that.
Are people liking that?
Yeah.
Like it. Okay, thank you. Do it now.
So we have to use very precise equipment, and we have very highly trained employees that can apply these evenly across that acre. Otherwise, they'll never work properly, and it'll be a waste of money. So then this represents.
Oh, Jerry wants to be on Facebook Live.
I think Jerry wants to be on TV.
Say hi.
It's too loud. So viewers like that. I haven't seen him since yesterday. I've been here
Best holiday.
This is from my hubby.
So what I didn't mention about this seed is this is a very specific seed that cows like to eat, and it's very digestible for them, and it's different than regular cornfield seed that we see in most fields. But the downfall of this seed is since it's more digestible and tastes better to the cows, it's more susceptible to diseases and drought and stuff like that. Your husband.
I don't know what's going on. This is live.
So what we do to protect that particular corn is we spray it with this much fungicide per acre, and this is when the corn is tasseled out. And what that does is keep the plant healthier for harvest and better for the cows.
Oh man.
Okay.
So I think our whole point here is we're trying to use the least amount of inputs we can to produce the best food we can for your cows.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you guys want to learn more about what happens after the seed is all taken care of, after that plant is all taken care of, you want to learn about what we're feeding our cows, you got to check in at our 10 o'clock hour when we interviewed Marty Feldette, our nutritionist. It was awesome just to hear about all that goes into, you know, we have this huge team of experts that focus on the food for our cows, and then we think about, like, what did I eat today? No one cared about what kind of microbes I ate, or, you know, and down to the, you know, specific vitamin and mineral that I ate. So it's pretty cool that we just take care of the cows, everything we can do for them.
So we put this to put the crop in. I mean, this is essentially all we need. It seems like there's more to it, but there's not. So this will produce 40,000 pounds of food for the cows in 1 acre.
What?
And then there's an equation, and you can do all the math and figure out how much energy is in that pile of food. And it makes 4,070 gallons of milk from 1 acre size.
4,070 gallons. Okay.
That's a lot of milk.
Or 3,500 pounds of cheese.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this right here can be cheese. And that's why it's important to talk to you on World Milk Day.
But we need cows.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Well,